Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone that's here. Welcome to AdHip Profits, our weekly Thursday evening webinar for over here in the United States. My name is Ernie, and for all the people that have been a member of AdHip Profits, you know all about this. For the new people, I want to introduce the owner of AdHip Profits to you. He originally grew up in Denver, Colorado. He now lives in Utah. Single dad with an 8-year-old son. Amazingly transparent owner of AdHip Profits. So transparent, I think I'm going to start nicknaming him Charles the Friendly Ghost, because literally it's the most amazing transparent owner of any online business I've ever seen. And I have the utmost pleasure of working with him, and he keeps me on my toes. And I want to say right now to the most amazing single dad, amazing transparent owner of AdHip Profits, let's welcome Charles Scoville.
Thank you very much, Ernie, for that incredible introduction. Let me go ahead and I should be able to make myself the presenter now. Here we go. All right, definitely. Again, thank you for taking your time out of your evenings, out of your mornings. Some of you probably the middle of the night. So definitely thank you for being part of AdHip Profits. And there's a lot of stuff going on within the industry, and it's kind of a crazy thing now. As far as this call, it's not our opportunity call. Our opportunity call is earlier in the day. It's Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Or if you're in the UK, that's 8 p.m. UK time. Or it's, I guess, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm not going to go into a lot of the opportunity aspects, but I want to talk a lot about some of the news that's going on in the industry. Now, something that you might be familiar with as you've been involved with AdHip Profits is a particular forum. This forum is Moneymaker Group. Now, I really actually enjoyed going to this group quite a bit. When AdHip Profits launched, I purchased advertising there because I wanted to get my advertising out in a lot of different places. So it really actually is disappointing to see the kind of things that have been going on in this particular group. I remember when we first launched, a lot of the people that were participating in that group made their guesses that we would crash, burn, be out of business within hours of launch. Some who said they would be surprised if we made it above 100 members, and said that they don't think that we would ever do it. There's been a lot of people who have said, well, it looks like they've made it a week, but they're not going to make it 2 weeks. There are some people that have said that they are surprised that we made it 2 weeks, but we'll never make it past a month. And then they say, well, they made it past their first month, they'll never make it past their second month. Now that we've made it past our first, second, and third month, they say we're not going to make it to the end of July. I don't know if you guys have seen a pattern here, but there are a lot of negative people out there. A lot of people who would really love to see AdHip Profits fail. And I don't understand exactly why. But I guess the only reason I can think of is that when you've got two buildings and you're trying to make a building look bigger out in the industry, the best way to make your building look big is to knock the bigger one down. AdHip Profits grew very large, very fast, and paid out a lot very quickly. And because of that, there were a lot of people who said, wow, we got to take out AdHip Profits. We got to stir up a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And that fear, uncertainty, and doubt has really affected a large percentage of our members. And not only has a large percentage of our members become fearful and doubtful, they already are starting to believe in what these negative people have said. Unfortunately, they were not involved with AdHip Profits at the very beginning when we were first facing that negative, all of those negative comments within the forum. They did not know that they were coming involved in something, that all these things have been said about us from the very beginning. But when they started to see all of these things at Moneymaker Group, they started to just really question within themselves if they made the right decision to get involved in ad hit profits. And they decided that they weren't going to participate in it any longer, and that as the revenues came in, they would simply just cash out and leave. And at the same time, of course, there were a lot of other opportunities that were copying ad hit profits almost down to the very T. Everything about our plan, where the ads show up on the website, the sizes of ads, whether we have a forum, directory listings, all of the things that I put a lot of hard work, time, and attention into developing and creating this idea and sharing those revenues with everybody. A lot of these people were starting just to copy it without even really putting any thought into it, other than just getting a programmer to say, can you make it just like Ad Hit Profits? And getting a designer to say, hey, can you have it look just like Ad Hit Profits? I think that's really amazing. I've actually spoken to a few designers, and they say, your website's very popular. A lot of people are asking to have me create something that looks like yours. And I was really grateful to hear that, that my website's popular, but kind of disappointed that there's so many copycats that are coming up. And some of these copycats, they're turning around, and instead of saying, wow, this is like Ad Hit Profits is awesome, so we're going to be awesome too, no, they're saying Ad Hit Profits sucks, you should come and join us instead. Now, the thing that copycats don't recognize is if they are going to be saying that we are a Ponzi, like one of these that has sprouted up, has been spreading around, they're actually saying that they are. They don't realize that. Because if they're a copy of us and they're saying that we're a Ponzi, then that by default means that they are as well. Now, of course, we're not a Ponzi because, as the revenues slow down, the amount that we share slows down. That's just the facts of how things are. But regardless of the revenues slowing down and some of the members jumping on, we've got a lot of real strong leadership who have planted their feet, and they're not going anywhere. They are firmly moving forward, and one of them is just barely getting started in the UK, and he is a big marketer. And when he told me that he is so excited to get started finally with his campaign, he actually hired an advertising company to do his videos. And he's getting ready to really launch something serious for Ad Hit Profits. And I told him, that really is a warm expression. I don't know, I just expressed to him that I just felt really warm inside. Let me see if I can find that conversation on my Skype, because if you might not know Wayne, but he is a really incredible person, really big, and so he just kind of wanted to know, am I going anywhere? And I'm like, no. He's like, good, because I'm about to launch something, about to get going. And so he's saying, right on, Charles, I have a presentation tonight in Sheffield and Birmingham tomorrow. They're getting ready. They're getting started. He believes in me as a person. He believes in the business. And I said, you know what? I just have felt the most warm feeling inside as you've been saying that. I just felt very warm as I read that. And he said, you know what? You should, Charles, because I pray for you and your son, and I sincerely believe in you as a person. And his wife can see that same kind of person in me. So it just really feels great that they've got this confidence in me and in this online business, and they're about to get started. So this is just an example of one of the big leaders, big marketers, people who are very well known within their industry, within their corner of the world. I just barely met him myself, so I never really knew him myself, but apparently he is quite well known throughout the UK and Europe, and has connections with large people that have international connections all around the world. So having him on board means right now, especially as he's just barely getting started, that now is a really great time to be involved with Ad Hit Profits, because he's about to take off. So that's some really exciting news about Ad Hit Profits. So our leadership is on board, And they're ignoring what all of the criticism is saying because they know who I am. They've gotten to talk with me. They know who I am. They see how the business works. And they see that, hey, if people are all stopping purchasing the services, then of course we're going to slow down. So what we need to do now is just position the services, help people recognize what's really here, because there are so many people struggling out in the industry. I mean, I really recognize that because, I mean, especially if you've been involved in any other money or income opportunities before, you have probably struggled to get signups to your offer. And one of the neat things, maybe this is just because I've visited this website before, but our Ad Hit Profits comes up pretty soon on the Google searches when searching struggling to get signups. It's a common thing within the industry. People are always having a very hard time getting signups to their offers, getting people to get involved in their businesses. And there's articles that discuss why you are struggling terribly to get signups. I mean, this is not something new within the industry. It's not new at all. People are really having a hard time struggling out there throughout the entire industry to get signups. And what's really amazing, truly amazing, and I don't even know how to say this without sounding like I'm just making it up, right? Because I'm the owner of the company. But the very truth is, the advertising on Ad Hit Profits is generating signups for people. And some of these people who have never had signups ever before, they don't even know what to do. They have no idea. They're like, wow, I just got a couple signups. What do I do now? You know, we're seeing that in our forums. Is, wow, this is the first time I've ever had signups. What am I supposed to do? And, you know, the answer is email them, contact them, get to know them, show them that you're a leader, show them that you care, show them that you have an interest and a desire to see them succeed and help answer their questions in any way that they can. And, you know, if they ask a question that you don't have an answer for, find the answer. Come and ask us. Talk about it in our groups and in our Skype rooms and get the answer that your referrals need so that you can start to become the leader that you really deserve to be, that you were born to be, that you're ready now to make that advancement to that next step, that next level, is to become a real leader. Because a lot of people that are out there in the industry, they don't even have any idea what that's like, because they are struggling, really. I mean, they're like, what am I going to do when I finally get that sign up? They're going to all these different websites, and they're paying a lot of money in advertising, and they're just not seeing those results. But with Ad Hit Profits, some of these people literally are spending $10 and getting a couple signups. And they're like, wow, I've never had that happen before. Now that's something that I really want to hit home with, because when it comes to Ad Hit Profits, we are slow right now because of the low number of purchases of advertising. It's very clear, very, very clear how it works. Some of the people that are involved now, they say, you know, I guess I didn't understand really how it works. I don't know how else to really make this clear, but how this works and where the revenues are coming from, it's from advertisement sales and services and account conveniences. So if people aren't advertising with Ad Hit Profits, then we don't have those revenues. But the really, really shocking thing, amazingly awesome thing, is that our services really are good. So it comes to this question, why don't more people use our services? Why don't more people know about our services? And it's because our members simply aren't telling them about them. Our members, for the most part right now, are echoing the people that have been out against our company, out to destroy us, out to destroy your income, to lead you to something else, which doesn't make sense because, yes, this does help you make money, but there's no reason to fight against us because we're actually here to boost and uplift everybody. In fact, I've been talking with legal counsel that I actually have strong legal footing, that I could sue every single copycat. I could take them all out. But that's not what that's not my purpose, because those people are just real people. They are simply just trying to create an income for themselves. And what are they also trying to do? They're sharing their revenues with people like you. And so if I take them out, how does that really affect the industry? That hurts more than just that program owner. That hurts everyone who's involved in that program. And so if I go out and sue and take out every single one of these copycats who are slandering and slamming and trying to lead everyone out of AdHit Profits into their copy of me, it will not actually help me at all. Because all of the fingers from all of the people who just lost all of their money in these other opportunities that I shut them down, they're going to point back at me and say, you know what? That was because of Charles Scoville. And that's not going to look good on me at all. And it will not help me feel any good at all, because I will recognize that a lot of people have lost through that. And for what gain? It really wouldn't help me. It wouldn't help anybody. But I could. And that's the thing that I kind of just sit back and just consider sometimes as I'm reading comments from, what's his name, Weingard, saying Charles Scoville is a scammer and AdHit Profits is a Ponzi. I read those things and just think to myself, interesting, you know. I could seriously take him down, but why? Let him cause his own fate, because karma is real. So I really hope that if there's any copycats who are in the reach of my voice, or if any of you are involved in these copycats, maybe you might give them some understanding that everyone has their eye on AdHit Profits. Because if AdHit Profits can push through this, which we will, it'll give greater strength to those other copycats when they go through this too in the next couple of months, as everyone else jumps out of their program into something else. If they say, wow, you know, AdHit Profits made it through it, we can too, everyone's going to be looking towards us to see how we do this. And I know that we're going to have a lot of people copying us even still. So it's important that if you're getting involved in any of our copycats, that you don't see us as being in competition with them, because people are looking at how those opportunities work as well as ours. Now, it is true that there's a lot of our advertisers who are using their services, who have tested them out and tried ours and tested them out and compared and said, you know, Charles, nothing compares with what you've got. You have the best quality of advertising service among all of the copycats. No one can come even close to what we've got here. Some of these advertisers said, you know what, I put this banner on there and I got 0 signups, but on yours I had 10, 25, 50. Some of these advertisers, they're really seeing remarkable results on AdHit Profits, where with the copycats they're not. So hopefully the copycats, they can up their game. And I say that because in an industry, I've been involved in pay-to-click websites for a number of years, and there's no reason for me to say anything bad against the other pay-to-click websites, because we're all in it together. We're actually all part of the same industry. So if I start attacking one other pay-to-click website versus another, that actually doesn't reflect very well on me as a person. And it also doesn't make sense, because everyone goes to other pay-to-click websites to advertise other pay-to-click websites. People go to traffic exchanges to market other traffic exchanges. People go to safe lists and market other safe lists. People should be going to revenue share sites and marketing other revenue shares. I see there's no competition here. We're all in the same industry, and it doesn't make sense for everyone to leave a true and honest, legitimate business and completely uproot themselves out of one and go to another, when they could actually be earning from more than one. There's no reason in the world that people should stop earning from one and completely shift gears and go to another. It just doesn't make sense, especially when you know who I am, you know I'm not going anywhere, and that's just the truth, is we truly are not going anywhere. This will be online for years and years and years to come, and the reason why is because the advertising services are of true and high value, of true quality, and the advertisers keep buying it. So as long as we keep having those advertisers keep buying the services, we'll keep providing them. I think that if we had 0 customers, no one buying any advertising services, then I'd probably look at closing the doors. But we have a lot of people buying advertising services, just not as many as we would like. So we could certainly improve and grow this and get a lot of people to understand exactly what we've got going on here. For those who have not been coming to the opportunity webinars, let me just show you really quickly that we are actually ranked as one of the best buys on the internet. The best buys. Okay? So this is Ad Hit Profits ranked number 3, and we actually are getting over 248,000 unique visitors to our website. 248,000. Holy moly. I mean, just think about that for just a minute. How many people do you need in your downline to make a difference in your income, and how many people are coming to Ad Hit Profits every single day? How many people are seeing these banners? I mean, no wonder our banner advertising is providing such high results. No wonder. It just doesn't make sense. If anyone's involved in any kind of income opportunity, why they're not using Ad Hit Profits. The only reason why I think that people are not using our services is because out in the industry right now, more people are talking about how slow we are instead of talking about how great our advertising service is. Now, if everyone was talking about how great our advertising services are, that would actually change that whole slow program or problem and turn it all away. It would just be like, oh, remember when it was slow? Yeah, look at how things are now. Because imagine, Google, they sell billions of dollars of pay-per-click advertising every single year. Billions of dollars. Billions of dollars of pay-per-click advertising. And I don't know if you've ever tried Google pay-per-click advertising, but it really stinks. It really stinks. I put $100 in there and zip, $100 gone. Any sign-ups? No. In fact, I barely even recognized. I was like, it's already over? It's already done? It's already gone. All of that money. Oh, I'll put another $100 in just to see if maybe it was a fluke. I'm going to try to change something here. Nope. Zip, money gone. No sign-ups. So when it comes to Ad Hit Profits, it's like going to heaven. It's like advertising heaven. If we could get the people that are out there spending their money on all these advertising resources elsewhere, we could actually really increase the revenues. So what we could really do is start spreading a better message throughout the industry is how good the advertising is, instead of talking about how slow things are in terms of the revenue share. Because that is one of the aspects of the business, but it's not the only aspect. And as you refer these advertisers, you could literally be making a lot of money. And let me just show you here really quickly. The sold advertisements. This advertiser, looks like there's at least 4 different ads here through Ad Hits. They're spending $500 on their campaigns. Okay? And of course, this is shared with you and everyone else as they're purchasing these ads on Ad Hit Profits through Ad Hits. So this is the kind of budget that advertisers are putting on to Ad Hit Profits. Okay? I want you to recognize this. I want you to really see this. Because just today, this advertiser, they received 163 clicks to their ad. They're loving it. This advertiser today received 335 clicks to their ads. They love it too. These are ads from an advertiser who has made more than one purchase and has done this more than once. So they obviously love the results that they're getting from Ad Hit Profits. How many of your referrals know about how quality our advertising services are? How many people have you been sharing out in the forums and the groups? How many times are you talking about how awesome our advertising services are? This advertiser, they've taken up all of the ad spots. If anyone was trying to go to Ad Hits right now today and try to advertise on Ad Hit Profits, no one else can. They're going to have to go through Ad Hit Profits directly because all of these spaces are filled up. And they're putting big money in. And there's a lot of people out there who could stand to benefit from Ad Hit Profits advertising who simply just don't know about it yet. And so if you were out there in the forums and the groups and maybe making a YouTube video or going to pay-to-click websites safeless traffic exchanges with your referral link and giving your testimonial of how great the advertising services are, maybe some of the results that you've personally experienced in getting signups for whatever it is that you're trying to build, you could probably start to see some of these types of people that have larger budgets that are just trying to build some serious income coming under you and spending $500 as your referral again and again and again. I mean, this is a real purchase, a real advertiser that you could have as your referral. So again, back to the Moneymaker Group, I think that one of the reasons why so many people over there are so angry at us is if we were to compare our traffic with them, we are way above them. Our advertising services are much better. They're delivering better results. I've had a lot of advertisers mention that to me, and one in specific, Alkis Hilton, said that what he did on Moneymaker Group is he bought a banner there and then he bought a banner on AdHit Profits. Same exact campaign, same exact banner, same website, same everything. But he got more results from AdHit Profits. And let me just show you something real quickly. He said that he spent $55 on his campaign for a day on Moneymaker Group. And he got 30 clicks. That's $1.83 a click. And I'm not trying to bash any other website, but I'm just wanting to present some facts because there's a lot of people that are using Moneymaker Group who are trying to tear down AdHit Profits about how terrible our services are. But I think that it's mainly because they're jealous and they don't want to see us overrun any of the other advertising opportunities out there. Now, of course, professional advertisers, career advertisers, real income earners online, they don't use just one advertising resource. They don't. So it's not going to hurt Moneymaker Group for us to be good, and it's not going to hurt their business opportunity for us to be good. They just want to hurt us, and I don't even understand why. I think it's because there is good and evil, and evil does not want to see the good that AdHit Profits was doing. There were so many people's lives that were being helped for the better for a strong 3-month period. So imagine that force of evil just couldn't stand seeing so much prosperity being shared and dispersed and all of the happiness. So, I mean, whatever that evil spirit is, I believe that there is some force and power that just wanted to stop something so good from happening. But you know what? I'm rising up and saying, I will keep going. I have a real winner mindset, a real winner mindset. And what that means is if I get pushed down, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish. And with AdHit Profits, I see AdHit Profits being online for years and years to come. I said this when we launched, and I also said when we launched that if we ever faced any problems or struggles, I was never going to go anywhere. I'm going to work through them and find solutions and be strong through them. That's my commitment. That is absolutely my commitment. And I see that one day that I could possibly be handing this down to my son as I decide that maybe one day I might want to retire. I mean, I am not going anywhere. This is my business. This is my baby. And everyone who's involved with AdHit Profits, I hope that you see it as your business as well. And we've seen some people in the forums and groups saying, no, you did not just say that about my family in speaking about AdHit Profits. And I hope that everyone here feels that way and feels that kind of connection. But back to what I was saying is he spent $1.83 per click on Moneymaker Group, where we are delivering better results, lower pricing on advertising than what people are experiencing in a lot of other places. And I think that's scaring a lot of internet marketing companies out there. And I don't know why they need to try to bash us, but there is something real here. And it's only a matter of time that more of these advertisers recognize truly what is going on with AdHit Profits and the kind of value and the service and the delivery that's really truly been going on here, and how they can leverage that to build their business. Now, if you haven't seen Alvy's video that he made, I really love it. And one of the reasons why I love it is that he explains how much money he is making using AdHit Profits advertising services. And even though it's slow, he's making more money using our advertising services than if he wasn't using AdHit Profit services. So I just kind of look at that and say, if we were able to spread that word and that message across the industry, that would actually solve the slowness issue. Now, one of the things I really wanted to point out is when it comes to slow, this is a real world business. Now, if you can't see these numbers off to the side, this number over here is 6.50. And so if you were an Apple stockholder, these low months, I mean, we're talking down around 7 from August all the way through May of the next year. I mean, down around 7, maybe up to 8, and then back down, and then down as low as 6.75 and 6.50, and this probably could have scared a lot of people. I mean, AdHit Profits, we've only had kind of a downtime for about 3 or 4 weeks. But this is a real world business that was down for nearly a year. I mean, when you're really looking at how the stretch is, it really is low. But as you can see on the graph below, it does spike up. So just like any business, AdHit Profits, you've experienced some spikes, and then it kind of goes back down to kind of how it was. Some spikes, and if you're seeing this graph down below, you can kind of see how those spikes can occur, just like people see that in AdHit Profits. But you can also start to see that there's this trend that goes up. So even though you see those dailies ups and downs, then there's spike and then down, and it kind of levels out down low. But then in time, as you're seeing the numbers on the side, it's not around 7 anymore. It's 15, 20, 25, 40, 45. It starts getting up higher and higher and higher. And of course, it has its down moments again. So you have the ups and downs. You can see that this is from June all the way through August, that there's this downward slope, just with a real company. And I want people to really recognize that when I say that AdHit Profits, we're not going anywhere, hopefully that these graphs can kind of reassure you that we're really not going anywhere, even though there's all these naysayers in the groups and in the forums saying things like, we're not going to make it another week, we're not going to make it another month, we're not, all these types of things. You got to try to ignore them, or at least respond to them with education, with facts, that when looking at a real company, and that's exactly what AdHit Profits is, we are selling real ad services that carry real value, that actually generate real results for advertisers, and that there are times and seasons where advertising services, they start to slow down. Sales drop. Especially during the summer, a lot of people have been talking about multi-level marketing, how during the summer months, a lot of people are on vacations. A lot more people are focusing on their family, not so much on their businesses. So keep that in mind as we're seeing just a statistical drop in the amount of sales that we have during the summer months. But as you can see, even Apple during this particular summer had it going up in May and then drop through down until about August. And then it started going back up. Now, as you can see on the side of the graph, it's starting to reach higher and higher numbers. I'm not going to bore you with having to go through all of the rest, but from going from around 7 and 6.5 days, they're now at 431. So the point I'm trying to make here is hold on. Don't let what the people are saying out there scare you away from a good thing, because AdHit Profits is a really good thing. The services are really good. They are truly ranked among the internet best buys. Internet marketers who have been testing out our services, they are seeing better results than they've ever seen in their entire online careers. And that's not just a bunch of BS. And I urge you, and I've said this before, try out our services. Track it. Test it for yourself. You know, have your own testimonials, lead in more and more people, because the more people that recognize the services that we have here, the more services we have that are being sold. And the more that we sell our advertising services, the more revenues we have to share with you and everyone else. And isn't that what this is all about? Everyone is talking about how they really want to make more money online, but how many people are truly applying themselves and taking full accountability over their own success. How many people truly, when they say they want something, are going after it and grabbing hold of it and applying themselves and grabbing hold of every single tool and taking advantage of every opportunity and spreading every positive word that they possibly can to really make that success happen? So, I mean, that's what I'm doing. You've seen some things going on with AdHit Profits today. Some really exciting things. We've been seeing an increase of revenues today as we've released that new treasure feature. A lot of people really are loving it. A lot of people are giving us some real great feedback. So not only is that traffic, people are saying that they're seeing good results with it. The members are getting paid more than they were before. So AdHit Profits is definitely not going anywhere. There's more innovations, more value, more things that we can do to help educate the industry of what we've got going on here at AdHit Profits. And if you're ever not happy with your earnings, take control. Because if you're not earning with AdHit Profits, you're going to earn somewhere else. Is that not true? You could be using AdHit Profits, your platform, to grow whatever else that you decide to join. And if you're going to use AdHit Profits, you're going to see the results. And that will probably help you turn around and start telling people more about using AdHit Profits to build what other income opportunities that other people are involved in. You can truly help people start to see some better results. Well, I guess I've kind of reached the end of what it was that I really wanted to touch upon, is just the kind of drama, the fear, the doubt, the lies, and the people that are out there trying to spread them. They're all self-serving. They're all trying to lead you into whatever it is that they're promoting rather than truly build you up. Keep in mind, you have kind of a vested interest. Your interest is to make sure that you, since you've purchased advertising shares on AdHit Profits, you're kind of partially interested in making sure that we help you share in the most amount of profits. So to help you share in the most amount of profits, I recommend sharing positive, helpful, uplifting, and great things about AdHit Profits, because there really are a lot of really great things to say about AdHit Profits. There really, really are a lot of things to say that are really good. Let me just open up our question box and see what some people are asking here today. The first question says, "Hello, Charles. Just to say, I love the treasure hunt game. It is really fun. Thank you so much for that. Having problems joining Skype room. Larry, I'm really sorry to hear that you're having any troubles joining the Skype room. Have you been joining it through adhitprofits.org? If not, please go to adhitprofits.org, or that's adhitprofits.org. There's a Skype logo. You just click on that. You should be able to join the room right away. The next question is, wow, I just clicked lots of treasure. This is so cool. Oh, so glad to hear that. Hello, Ernie, someone says. Lovely to hear your voice again. So there you go, Ernie. The next question is, I viewed 80 ads, never got credit. Wow, that is a lot of ads. Wow. Definitely check out to see if you've got any sort of ad blocker on your browser. If you go to Contact and you see problems or common problems and solutions, that's actually the very first thing here. So if you're not getting credit for ads, make sure that you're reading this, because what this says here is, if this happens, closing all your browser windows and starting a new session can help. Also, clicking the reload button on ads view page, not the browser refresh, can help. And if that doesn't work, there might be an add-on blocking the views credit. Maybe the browser isn't the most recent version, so check that out, see if you've got the most recent version. Sometimes members, when they switch to a different browser, they seem to have no trouble at all. So sometimes if changing the browser doesn't work, like Firefox to Chrome or Chrome to Firefox, if that doesn't work, then definitely check to see if you've got some kind of add-on like ad blocker. So we've got solutions. That's something that we see, and that's something that we provide the solution. There's lots of solutions that are all over the website that if you ever have problems, we have the answers for the most common ones out there. All right, the next question is, what happens if you have bought 3 weeks vacation because you thought you would be able to access the computer, or because you thought you were unable to access the computer to view the 10 ads, and now your vacation is canceled? Can you get a refund? Sam, I'm really sorry, as it says in our terms of service, once when your money enters into the system, it's no longer your money, and it's certainly not my money. This is a revenue share, so as soon as your money comes into the system, it is then shared and dispersed with everybody in the system. There's no way that we can give any kind of refunds. That's what it says in our terms of service, and it's because our services are shared. All those revenues are shared. We can't take away from other people's balances. So sorry that that had happened, but there's no way to offer any kind of refunds of any kind for any reason. The next question says, hello Charles, lovely to be here and having this lovely webinar again. Thank you. And the next question is, hi Charles, how's the hot weather treating you there? Luckily, it's been a little bit rainy here in the last couple of days and a little bit of overcast, so it hasn't really been too hot. But it'll probably change here pretty soon. The next question is, with what are you paying, how can you justify to sign up anyone? Len, when it comes to sign-ups, like what I've been saying here, is there's a lot of people who need this advertising service online. There are a lot of people using lots of advertising services out there that don't offer any sort of revenue sharing. So the kind of results that we're delivering here at AHP Profits for the price, I mean, there's some of these people, I mean, and you can even see this on our website, and this isn't just me making this up. There really is this advertiser, Eric Lowry, and he said that he's paid for a lot of advertising this year prior to AHP Profits. Now, AHP Profits is his first choice for spending money on paid ads because he does go and purchase advertising through solo advertising website. He does go to all these different websites to pay for advertising, but he's seeing results on AHP Profits. So if you're seeing results, and maybe you haven't had that experience, and that's kind of what I was kind of describing in my challenge a few weeks back, is challenging everyone to try out our advertising services, because once when you do, you'll really see what's really going on here. And once when you see what's really going on, you can then turn around and start telling people, wow, you guys, AHP Profits is so awesome. You know, try out this advertising service. And the more people that start getting that message out there to try out the advertising service because they need to grow their opportunities. I mean, we're not the only advertising service out there on the internet, and there's a lot of people spending money out there. But I believe that we are one of the highest performing advertising services out there based upon what all of the advertisers are saying. And I've even tried out our advertising services. And truthfully, I have gotten more signups in what I'm promoting than I've ever seen promoting it anywhere else. And I'm not just saying that because it's my own service. And if you've been trying it out, you know that for yourself. So, Len, if that's what you're asking, how do you justify getting signups? Justify it based upon what's really here. You know, really, what is going on here is people are building their businesses and making it a more profitable experience. It's awesome. It's truly incredible. The next question is, we are building a big site and we adding AHP Profits as top advertising resources. We got another week or two to go to build it. Thanks so much for that. And I hope that you're benefiting from that as well, as you're putting in your own referral link so you can get all of those people that are signing up through that reference, that you're able to collect some pretty neat commissions, because I believe that those who you refer to use AHP Profits as an advertising resource, they're going to love it, and they're going to keep buying more and more time and time again. The next question says, can you suggest a challenge? Every member just get 2 others in will grow overnight. And James, you're absolutely right. If everyone just focused on bringing in just 2 people, we could literally double this business every single month. I mean, if everybody just got 2 more people every single month, or even just 1 other person, I mean, just the power of 1, it would just be incredible what could be done here. And what I just kind of look at is there's a lot of people that are involved in a lot of opportunities out there that all need advertising. I mean, there's no secret in making money online. There is no secret. If you want to make more money, no matter what it is that you're involved, you need referrals. You need to grow a downline. And we've got the tools and the resources to help people do that. We've got the services that are delivering true results. So everyone who's struggling to make money in any kind of income opportunity, they are a prime candidate to being an AdHit Profits member. All right, so the next question is, Charles, can I ask you a question? Yes, you can. Next question says, nah, brother, you're the real deal, man. Much respect. Hey, thanks, Ram. The next question says, love you and your program, great person you are. Oh, I guess thanks, Rose, for that. The next question says, Charles, you and all know that can hear your voice that copycats are the greatest compliment to AdHit Profits. And you personally, I know it does an effect on an emotional level, but hopefully the seminar is a good way of venting it frankly. Thanks, Charles. And, you know, it really is true. They say that imitation is the best form of flattery. I mean, AdHits is obviously really good if we've got that many people copying what it is that we're doing here. It is really good. It's an incredible place to be. It really is. The next question says, having problem transferring money from Solid Trust Pay to my new account, unable to start my ad pack. If you're using Solid Trust Pay, you should be able just to use the drop-down option to use Solid Trust Pay to make a purchase. But if you're talking about transferring money from like your bank account or something, then maybe there's something else you might contact Solid Trust Pay about, anything like that. But if you are using Solid Trust Pay and you already have money inside of your Solid Trust Pay account, you don't need to transfer money to AdHit Profits. You just go into AdHit Profits, and when you find the service that you want to purchase, use the little drop-down menu selection bar and select Solid Trust Pay as your payment processor, and then use the checkout. That should work out really well for you. And I've heard that some people aren't able to do that in a certain browser very well. I've heard some people that are using Internet Explorer have some hard times using Solid Trust Pay checkout, or sometimes Payza checkout. So if you're having any trouble using the checkout, it is a browser thing that's actually through the processor, nothing to do with the AdHit Profits website. The next question says, yeah, you tell them, Charles. Got your back too. We pray about you and this company every day. Thank you so much for that. All right, so there's someone that says, I got banned from MMG as soon as I was becoming a formidable leader there, and peeps were following me. They banned me for no reason, so I can't even go there and post. It sucks. You know, I don't even understand that forum. I've heard that same thing lots of times. I feel like there's people over there that are meant to be powerful, and if you're kind of cramping on their style, then they kind of all team up on you. And I think that's what's been going on really with AdHit Profits, is that there's a number of leaders there that they feel like they're losing their footing. They're losing their power. They're losing their control. And the best way for them to regain their power and control in the industry is cause that fear, uncertainty, and doubt of that AdHit Profits, and get people like you banned and removed from the forums. I just kind of just feel that there's some kind of secret society over there. It sounds like a conspiracy theory, but I mean, it seems like there's a lot of people over there that have multiple accounts, and they look like they're, you know, a vast majority that have these bad opinions about something, but it's probably the same person who's going in and posting multiple times from lots of different accounts. I mean, or it could even be associated with the admin of that forum themselves. It's hard to know. The next question says, will you provide a step-by-step instructional sheet on how to sell advertising on AdHit Profits? Websites to objectively demonstrate how well AdHit Profits is performing would be helpful to all active members. Brian, I would say probably the best way, I mean, because I can do that, but what does that really look like? It's coming from the admin, and of course the admin is going to say our services are great. But what will really be even better is for you to try out and test and track the ad services yourself, and to compare and show and illustrate how the services compare with other advertising resources. And I think that will really help lead more advertisers over to use AdHit Profits as you personally try, test, and track different advertising resources. And there's a number of people who do that. And let me just turn off screen share for just a second and just bring up a website. All right, so here is, just waiting for the screen share. Here is a website here. This is a listing of different traffic exchanges. Now, what this person does is he actually goes to every single one of these advertising websites and he buys credits. I mean, he's not going to surf on every single one of them. He just doesn't have time. But he does buy credits on all these websites, and he tests out his traffic, or all of the traffic, and he puts this statistical report together every single week. And he's been doing this since 2002. And so, I mean, when you go to this website, you can click on one of these links and actually sign up for that advertising resource. So he actually tracks a lot of different resources. And even down here, there's other traffic exchange resources that he's recommending people to use. But he's actually tracking all of the different results that people are receiving from all of the different traffic exchanges. So you could always put together something like this. I don't know if this helps, maybe give you an example of how you can draw in more and more people over to AdHit Profits to begin using our advertising services. But you could put together something like this and put together some statistical reports on how you're actually getting more signups and, you know, having a top 10 or a top 7, top 5, whatever it is that you want to put together, and then have your referral link to those different opportunities. And what he's done is he's actually given people the opportunity to sign up to his list, and then because they are a member of his list, they can then get a website that looks just like this, loaded with their referral links in all of these spaces, which then would require them to first of all sign up to all of these different traffic exchanges, which if you're not yet a member, then of course he's recommending that you sign up under him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this is where you could do something just like what this guy's doing. So I mean, there's lots of different opportunities. There's lots of creative ways to grow this, and I don't really want to put anyone in the box on a way to do it, because there's lots of creative ways that people can come up with that can grow their income, increase their income, grow their downline, those types of things. There's lots of creative ways to do it. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what you could do. The next question is, it is only summer in the Northern Hemisphere. This is a global business. Is winter here now in New Zealand? And that's very true, Ron. And I don't know if you're following what the numbers are in the groups or on the Facebook groups that I've been posting it in, but the vast majority of our members are within the United States and also in Europe. So a very small percentage of our members are south. You definitely have a great point. So we could definitely, in your area of the world, we could be actually targeting your area of the world and bringing people in where it's actually booming. So while it's summer here, we could be growing there, and vice versa as the seasons change here and there, then we can swap. So I mean, there's lots of ways of overcoming this, and I think that probably the best way to help overcome this is educating people on the true services that we have, how they truly rank out in the industry, and bring in the advertisers, because it's not a requirement that I'm putting on our members to purchase more and more advertising that they don't normally buy, but it is a great thing that if people are trying to build anything else, to actually use our services. I mean, if you're a member of AdHit Profits, chances are you're a member of 2 or 3 different other things. You could be growing those other things using our advertising services, benefiting yourself and growing your downline in those other opportunities, and also benefiting AdHit Profits as a whole by giving us more advertising revenues to share with yourself as well as everyone else. But you're absolutely right, Ron. We could definitely be growing more in the Southern Hemisphere. The next question is, why not require members to advertise a minimum of 10% profits on AdHit Profits? I really don't like the idea of any kind of compulsory requirement. because I really am a big believer in freedom to choose. And I mean, I remember at the very beginning, people were like, you know, what you really should do is have a repurchase requirement. And regulators don't really like that so much. At least that's one of the things that John Rock was telling me, is stay away from that. And I'm glad that he said that, because I was actually talking with him and saying, I don't want to do that. And he's kind of saying, good, I'm glad you don't want to do that. Because it does raise a lot of flags to people. If you're having to repurchase to maintain stability in the business, that means that the services aren't worth repurchasing unless you're being forced to. And the truth about AdHit Profits is, we've got the majority of our people who are purchasing the banner advertisements, they are repurchasers. They are not people who are just trying it for the very first time. The majority of the people buying the advertising services have been buying them since the beginning of their membership. And chances are they're going to keep buying them, just because they truly are delivering great results for them. I was talking with one marketer last night who said, you know, he is looking to join something new, and he used to wonder where can I advertise and see some fast results. Now he says, you know I can just throw that up on AdHit Profits and get myself a slew of fast signups and make some really decent commissions right off the bat. So I mean, I don't see any reason why we need to force anybody to really take advantage of what we've got really going on here. The next question is, Charles, I love AdHit Profits and I'm advertising, although I have not received any signups, but I know that if I keep advertising, that it's all in the numbers. You're absolutely correct. Advertising really is a numbers game. The more signups, the more exposure, the more people that see your advertisement, the better. But one of the things I would definitely recommend is, if you're not getting any signups, evaluate your offer. I had somebody, Dave, he actually is one of our support people. He was promoting something on our website, and it wasn't generating any signups. And I kind of looked at his offer, and I kind of was like, well, personally, I wouldn't sign up for it either. And it's something that you got to really have to be honest with yourself. Why would someone want to sign up for it? Someone might sign up with something and say, I bet someone would want to sign up for this. But when they promote it, they're not seeing that anyone actually is. So maybe switch up what it is that you're offering, or switch up the way that you're offering it. Because what you're offering might truly have some real value, might truly benefit these people that are visiting the website, but maybe the way that you're presenting or positioning those values, they're just not effective. And so increasing your effectiveness, tweaking the way that you're presenting it, coming off a little bit more professional, coming off as more of a leader. Because if you're just promoting a company-replicated website, you're probably not going to see the same kind of results as you would if you were a team leader promoting your branded website. And even if you're not someone who has a large downline already, you can position yourself as a leader before you even have a team. That's kind of one of the secrets that are kind of untold. But you can position yourself as a leader before you even have any signups or even a team, and you can start to share knowledge and inspiration with the people that sign up before you even have that kind of experience. You just have to have that knowledge. So if you haven't positioned yourself as a leader, developed a brand and a presence for yourself on the internet, that's a great way for yourself to increase your results. All right, I'm going to take just two more quick questions here. And the next question is, Charles, I am most positive person, and I know, and no one is disputing the power of AdHit Profits advertising, and facts are still facts. My last listing, which I purchased 3 days ago, has earned 4.3 cents. This percentage age return is not sustainable. Actually, Alex, when it comes to sustainability, you've got to understand what that even really means. And I've got to really hit this home. I mean, sustainability means that your earnings are backed up by real money, that is standing up on its own 2 feet. There's a lot of opportunities out there that have these models that pay throughout some kind of percentage daily, and they say it's a sustainable model. No, if they're giving you a percentage daily, and they are trying to pay and keep up with that percentage daily by selling new service, that is the definition of a Ponzi. So the very fact that your income is only based upon the actual sales revenues that we have, it actually drives home the point that we are absolutely sustained, self-sustained, really sustained upon real revenues, so that when you actually reach your payouts and you request that money, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. And that's the great thing about ad-hit profits is, yes, the advertising services are phenomenal. The earnings are low. Why? Because we just don't have a lot of people in the industry using our services yet. And how do we get more people out there to actually know about our services? By more people talking about it. Instead of talking about how slow that we're going, we could be talking about how great the services are, and we will actually turn that around. So when it comes to sustainability, I hope that changes your definition of sustainable, because that is so important to understand. That I've said this time and time again as well, that ad hit profits is not an investment opportunity. It's not. It's absolutely not. I'm not saying that for compliance reasons so that I don't get shut down from the government. It's absolutely true. It's an advertising platform. I've been saying that from the very, very beginning. I've been saying that, absolutely. And I knew that eventually we were going to have some slowdowns. We're going to have some ups and downs, just like what I've been saying with real businesses. Real businesses, Apple, ups and downs, ups and downs. Is Apple sustainable? Absolutely. You know, you got to just really look at that, Alex. I hope that drives home the point of what sustained means, is that you are sustained by real revenues, and that when you cash out, you really get paid. The next question says, it makes me feel a lot better about ad hit profits knowing that you're not going anywhere and that you are always adding new features to the site, including the new treasure chest idea. We are relying on you, Charles, so keep up the good work. Thanks, Leos. I'll go ahead and end it there. If your question didn't get reached, I'm really sorry. We've actually lasted now over an hour. Definitely thank you all for your time. At this time, I'm going to turn the time back over to Ernie, who will close us out. So thank you again for all of your time.
Usual. Definitely appreciate your time, and I'm sure everybody else does. I'm going to close this out with a few statements as far as what Charles has talked about. And I just want to emphasize something that people are talking about. Why would you refer someone to ad hit profits? Because you're talking about being slow. Buying the shares is only a small part of ad hit profits. Now, there's a lot of us here that might just buy the shares and that's it, where you're not using the tools available to you. Just imagine this as the 4 advertisers that Charles showed you on ad hits. Each one of them spent $500, and that's just the one time. They spent $500 several times. Just imagine if those 4 advertisers you had referred to ad hit profits. Do you understand what that would do for you? Forget about your shares. Just those 4 advertisers, if you would have told them how great ad hit profits is, and once they start advertising and they see how great it is and the results that they're getting, because that money they're spending, they're making a lot more on the referrals that they're getting. So on those 4 particular advertisers, if they were under you because you introduced ad hit profits, that's $500 each one of them. That's $2,000 that they did just that one time, and they're doing it many times. So that $2,000, guess what you get as being their sponsor? You get 10%. You get $200 every time those 4 do that. Not once. They might have done that 6, 7, 8 times. So times 200 by 6, 7, 8. That's a couple $1,000 just because you referred them to an amazing advertising company. Don't think like a horse that's racing with blinders on and all they can do is see straight ahead. Look at the whole picture here. It's not just about the shares. It really isn't. The advertising is phenomenal here. The more advertisers that come here and they advertise, they see the results. Like Charles said, a lot of them that are repurchasing already because they've been doing it and they know it works. Myself, it's phenomenal. The new treasure chest is awesome. The new guaranteed visits is awesome. It's amazing. I got 3 referrals. in a matter of a couple hours. And I do a lot of advertising, YouTube, what have you. I've never had any results like I have here. So don't think just about the shares. If that's the case and that's what you want to do, that's fine. You don't have to do anything else. I'm not telling you to go out and do anything. I'm just explaining to you that if that is what you're doing, you're only using a very itty-bitty part of ad hit profits. You have a huge toolbox in your garage, and you're only pulling out one drawer and using your screwdrivers. You're not using your wrenches. You're not using your sockets. You're not using your hammers. You're using one little itty-bitty part of ad hit profits. It's an advertising company. It's your business. It's my business. I don't even go to MMG or whatever it's called. I don't need to see negative things. I look for the positive things. It makes me positive, and it rubs off. I have no interest to even look at that. I haven't been to that forum in over a year. But you want to know what? I'm ad hit profits. I will always be ad hit profits. I'm 1,000% ad hit profits, and I hope all of you here tonight are on board and feel the same way. Charles is an amazing owner. And yes, it takes teamwork. It takes all of us to make this work better. But if we don't have a great owner, a great leader, a great coach, and I'm not hyping this up. I'm just telling you what we need to do. I already know how great ad hit profits is. I don't have to say that. But we all need to work together and make it better. All these copycats, great. I mean, there's no reason why they're all copying ad hit profits for no reason. They're not copying each other. They're all copying one specific, targeting one specific business. That's us. That's pretty cool. Must mean we must be really good. The other thing is, Charles shows you facts. He's not giving you rumors. Not at all. Look at the facts. Go to Alexa rating. Let's see who's doing it and who's not. It's pretty easy to tell. Nobody's lying there. It's pure facts right in your face. And those are the things I like. Rumors don't mean nothing to me. You know, if somebody talks to me, that's great. But you know what? With your words, I need to see action behind your words, or your words mean nothing. So let's all get to work. Let's all make some money here. Let's all advertise. Let's tell these advertisers how great of a tool we have, and come on over and try it, because you're going to have the best tool that you've ever had in advertising. I know I do. Everybody start using it, and you'll see what I mean. If you use it, if you have not used it yet, once you use it and you see how it works, you will believe that much more in added profits. Because I didn't believe it until I started using it and saw the results. It's amazing, truly is. So I'm going to end on that note. Again, thank you, Charles, for your time as always. Thank you for being in the Skype rooms. Thank you for being in Facebook and all the things you do. He puts a lot of time in for us in the background. He advertises ad hit profits for us. So thank you very much, and I'm going to close it out here. Till next time, till next week, everybody enjoy. Let's go out and advertise on ad hit profits.